From childhood bullying to Hollywood sexism, life hasn't always been easy for Blake Lively. Heck, even her breakout role was built off a lie. Blake Lively was tall for her age when she was young, something her mom used to benefit her brother. As Lively told Marie Claire in 2009, "When I was only 3 years old, my mom enrolled me in the first grade. My older brother was supposed to start school, but he didn't want to go alone. So my mom told them I was 6 since I was so tall." Eventually, Lively was pulled out of school because her teacher realized she wasn't as up to speed as the other kids. Unfortunately, her height also resulted in some difficult years, as she became a target for bullies. In April 2018, Lively shared a snap on Instagram of herself next to Big Bird from Sesame Street. Alongside the photo, she wrote, "Kids used to make fun of me in elementary school by calling me Big Bird because I was too tall and had yellow hair. Here's to making best buddies with the things that once hurt you." Blake Lively's name has become synonymous with iconic red carpet looks, and it's no wonder, given that her mother is a former model who used to make and tailor clothes for her when she was a kid, as she once told Vogue. "She just did that because she was so creative and because she didn't want me to be dressed in big t-shirts cinched with a plastic clip like all the rest of the kids." However, this passion for fashion came at a cost. When Lively enrolled at a new school as a second grader, the actor recalled, "It was the only school where people were just downright mean to me. They would make fun of my clothes because I dressed differently than the other kids." But despite her childhood bullies' unkind words, Lively continued to forge her own style over the years, and she's done it all herself. As she told Vogue in a May 2022 Life and Looks segment, she's responsible for all her looks.
"I don't work with a stylist, I never have."
Even during the time she was working on Gossip Girl, Lively would just borrow whatever was available in the wardrobe department. By 18, Lively had decided she was going to quit acting and enroll in college. But it was at this time that she was approached to play the lead in the CW's latest show, Gossip Girl. When the show premiered in 2007, the cast of up-and-coming actors were catapulted to fame. Signing on to play the character may have been the best decision for Lively's career, as roles began pouring in during and after the show's 6 seasons. But the actor later claimed she was sold the show under false pretenses. During an August 2017 interview with Vanity Fair, Lively revealed that she initially turned down the role. She told the publication, "I said, no, I want to go to college, thank you though. Then they said, okay, you can go to Columbia 1 day a week. After the first year, it'll quiet down. Your life will go back to normal and you can start going to school. We can't put it in writing, but we promise you can go." Unfortunately, there was a reason they couldn't put this agreement in writing. Gossip Girl blew up, and by the time she was filming the second season, Lively was working 15 to 18 hours a day, 9 months out of the year. When actors take on action-packed movies, they often have to do some serious training to get into shape. When Lively began filming 2016's The Shallows, she'd just had a baby, so she began an intensive workout program to lose weight and prepare for the surfing and stunts she would be performing in the film. While there's an element of authenticity when actors perform their own stunts in movies, it can also lead to exhaustion and injuries, both of which Lively suffered while filming The Shallows. Lively spoke with Entertainment Weekly in June 2016 about the physical toll the movie put on her, saying, "There's a scene where I'm swimming up to the buoy and I crack my face underwater and my nose is pouring blood, and that was real. I thought, I'm going to keep going during this take unless I pass out. I was in so much pain for a week."
Having your face thrashed against fake rock is not fun.
In addition to the injuries she suffered, Lively explained that they filmed in both tanks and in the ocean, with each setting causing its own problems. She said, "When we were in the tank, there were so many chemicals my skin would just fall off. Then you're rubbing against these rocks and these buoys, your body is just really taking a beating." Lively has been the subject of harsh criticism and rumors over the years. In particular, her talents as an actor have been torn apart online, while she has also been chastised for her online commentary. It seems that Lively has learned that you can't please everyone, but she's tried not to let it get her down. During a July 2014 interview with Vogue, Lively discussed the unkind things she's read about herself and how she handles it. She said, "You just have to do what makes you happy because you'll never get a unanimous vote. People like to gossip. They bond over it. They don't bond over complimenting famous people." Despite her optimistic outlook, the actor revealed that she struggles with what she reads about herself online during Variety's 7 Secrets segment in April 2017 when she was asked whether she'd ever Googled herself.
I have before, and it's just ended in full depression. So I think it's a good rule of thumb not to Google yourself, because the internet is not nice.
Hollywood was rocked in 2017 when stories of Harvey Weinstein's sexual misconduct broke. Many celebrities spoke out in solidarity about their own experiences, prompting the MeToo movement to take hold. Around this time, Blake Lively told The Hollywood Reporter that the news of Weinstein was devastating to hear, as she'd known and worked with the film producer for years. However, she also added that it was crucial to listen to the women who were coming out about their assaults, pointing out that this same situation is also prevalent in every industry. In October 2017, Lively told the Los Angeles Times about her own experiences with sexual harassment, recounting a frightening ordeal with her on-set makeup artist. She recalled, "He was saying things inappropriately, insisting on putting my lipstick on with his finger. I was sleeping one night on location and I woke up and he was filming me. I was clothed, but it was a very voyeuristic, terrifying thing to do." Lively went on to explain that she had complained to the producers about this for months, and when they did nothing to remedy the situation, she escalated the issue to her lawyer. The makeup artist was eventually fired, but as Lively added, "Our unit production manager wrote him a letter of recommendation because nobody wanted there to be bad blood." In 2020, Blake Lively starred in the action flick The Rhythm Section alongside Jude Law and Sterling K. Brown. She played a woman who seeks revenge on those who orchestrated the death of her family, marking yet another project in which the actor performed some of her own stunts. Again, this resulted in Lively hurting herself, but in contrast to the broken skin she suffered while filming The Shallows, her injury this time around was more serious and even required a hospital visit. While promoting the movie on Good Morning America in January 2020, Lively explained how she hurt her hand during filming.
There's like one-shot fight sequences, which is how I shattered my hand. We shut down for 6 months. My hand basically turned to like feta cheese.
This happened while filming one particular scene when Lively lunged at Jude Law and collided with his elbow.
Broke some things and dislocated some things and severed a ligament.
Still, it at least gave her something to talk about on the press tour.
That's why you guys have to see this movie. Out of
If you're a person who struggles with your self-image, it can't be easy if photos of you always pop up online and in magazines. Over the years, Blake Lively has been transparent about her insecurities about her body. She even told her fans not to compare themselves to her while speaking with Harper's Bazaar in April 2018, saying, "99.9% of the time the images are photoshopped. I'm guilty myself of being at a photo shoot and saying, 'That looks terrible on me,' and they're like, 'We'll fix it.'" Lively's insecurities spiked around the time she gave birth. She and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, have welcomed 4 children between 2014 and 2023, which means that Lively has spent a significant amount of time with a pregnant or postpartum body. In February 2021, she posted a throwback photo of herself on her Instagram story and used the opportunity to share how she'd been struggling with her body at the time. She wrote, "No one had samples that fit me after giving birth, and so many clothes from stores didn't fit either. It doesn't send a great message to women when their bodies don't fit into what brands have to offer. It's alienating and confusing." Lively added that despite her prior feelings, she's now proud of her body, as it created and sustained her children. Not only is Ryan Reynolds a talented actor, producer, family man, and doting husband, but he's written on many of his projects. For example, he has been credited for his writing on Deadpool and Welcome to Wrexham. But as he revealed on SiriusXM's Just Kegel podcast with Julia Cunningham in August 2021, Blake Lively has actually contributed to a lot of his work.
There's a lot of A++ writing that I've done that was actually Blake. That Blake would jump in, grab the keyboard, and what about this?
He continued by suggesting that due to inherent sexism in Hollywood, Reynolds often gets credit for her work.
I will say that a lot of times. Like, she wrote that. Blake wrote that, not me. That was her. And it's like they still later on repeat the story as I wrote it.
While she may not always get enough credit for her work, Lively and Reynolds have gone to great lengths to support one another's careers over the years. This has been a crucial element of their relationship, in fact, as they once made an agreement not to take on projects at the same time as each other in order to prioritize their lives outside of work. Blake Lively had a close relationship with her dad, longtime actor Ernie Lively, before he died in June 2021 from heart-related issues. He and his daughter even appeared together in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, with Ernie playing Lively's dad on screen. Blake has been outspoken about how much her relationship with her family impacts her day-to-day life, telling People magazine back in 2020, "It all goes back to family. It has always been the most important thing in my life. Everything I do is at the heart of it." Ernie had previously told People about undergoing heart surgery in 2013, when he became the first person to have retrograde gene therapy performed on his heart. He said, "I woke up the other morning and told my wife I haven't felt this good in years. I moved to Utah because of the snow, but I haven't been able to ski. I literally didn't have the heart to do it. Now I'm excited about living the rest of my life instead of sitting around." Lively still hasn't spoken publicly about her father's death, instead opting to mourn privately. However, she did share a photo of herself and her dad as a tribute on her Instagram story. About a week later, on Father's Day, Lively posted another sweet snap on Instagram. this time of her dad with Ryan Reynolds. She captioned the post simply, "My guys."